We've been going through this for 6 weeks. We're going through this for 6 weeks, so y'all should know exactly how it's gonna be. But
Hey, that was my fault. That was my fault. My apologies. That was my fault.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
I was trying to stop. I was trying to stop it from buzzing, but I ain't gonna worry about it.
Hey man, I'm gonna just tell you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be all types of forums trying to distract us from this conversation because they know that it's something spiritual behind this.
Yeah.
So this is definitely gonna end up happening. You was talking a little bit about how when you were young, something affected you, like with the classroom, and that triggered something that happened later down in your life. And I was saying that it's very interesting because a lot of the people that I've interviewed so far has the same kind of story where something happened in their past that triggered them to remember, and then like it actually helped them with the understanding on how they became Israel and stuff like that. So it's like it's now starting to become more evident that the Most High has been with us from the beginning in so many different ways. So it's just like it's definitely a blessing to know that like He's been there for all of us for so long. You know what I mean? And He was just waiting for us to acknowledge Him and His presence, but He also kept us in the guidance to go that path. You know what I mean? With our parents and our cousins and our family members being into Christianity or Islam or these other different walks that has some part of what the Bible's supposed to be, but it actually helped us in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people downplay other religions, which I understand where they come from with it, but you also got to remember that without these other religions, prophecies wouldn't be able to be fulfilled. You know what I mean? Because the prophecy of the wood and stone, without these religions, it doesn't exist. So we have to acknowledge these religions. Yes, they might be bad, but they also a good thing for us. You know what I mean? Because that's actually what kept us closer to the Father. You know what I'm saying? Because
and some people got to remember that was a starting point in their process of getting in the process of them coming into this walk. Like, how you gonna view the very path that you walked on? Like, it's a beauty in it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You came out of it. You know what I'm saying? Not to turn back and burn the path up because other people got to walk that path behind you. Because if they see you come out of Christianity and it was a smooth transition, then they will follow. But if they see you come out of Christianity and you turn around and you set fire to the very path that you're walking on, what makes you think that they're going to try to follow that path and you just set fire to it?
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, like it's most definitely it's like planting a seed and allowing it to sprout, allowing it to blossom, and allowing it to grow into a tree. You know what I'm saying? And you teach others how to plant that very seed. Like I say, this is one of my sayings I have. Either we're gonna use the word to sharpen or we're gonna use the word to cut. Cutting does damage. Sharpening heals, right? But if I'm using the word to cut you, I'm using the word to do damage. I'm really not trying to heal you. I'm trying to prick something in your spirit, to prick anger in your spirit or contention in your spirit when I use it to cut. This is what we do in our immaturity, right? But when we sharpen as men and our wisdom, when we sharpen, we make better. So we use those very paths that we shun and that we rebuke to let them know, like, look, that I walk the Christian path, but I'm not and I'm not gonna turn around and I'm not gonna turn around and curse it. I'm gonna show you, you know what I'm saying, why it's better to transition than to turn around and curse it, right? Because I'm cursing myself if I do that because I came from the same place, you know. So that's what it is.
And what people don't realize is like you were saying, we came from these places. You know what I mean? We came from these places. So for me to say that this shouldn't exist is saying that I shouldn't have gained my knowledge in this path. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So you gotta think beyond anger, because I think that's where a lot of it stems from, is because we've been walking in these different paths for so long, and
Yeah.
then we find out that all of it is a lie. You
Yeah,
know,
I
so
just tell them, man, don't be mad because you ain't getting your money back from Pastor, so don't even worry about it. Just keep
right,
going.
right.
You ain't getting your money back, Jack. Keep going.
Just keep doing it. Right.
For real.
Okay. So, so you said you started off at 19 in the walk. So how has it been for you from like 19 to 33? Because that's a long time in this walk. And I know you said that you have some ups and downs, but like, what do you feel like kept you going? You know what I'm saying?
It was the revelations for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, I would go through things and he would pull me out. It was the revelation and the stretched out arm, because when I gained the knowledge, it wasn't applicable. It was just only here. And I
Right.
realized, like, at one point in my walk, I'm gaining this knowledge. It's a 3-step process, and I had to go through these 3-step processes, right? And it took me from 19 to 33 to really truly manifest each step in this process. So it's knowing, believing, and becoming. These are the 3-step processes that I had to realize that I went through this cycle, right? So the very first cycle that I went through and coming into this walk is knowing. I inquired all the information that I wanted about what this walk was and
Mm-hmm.
about how to understand it. So when I came in, looking at YouTube videos, listening to street preaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I start gaining knowledge, knowing where to find the scriptures at, right? Knowing where to find the scriptures. That's the first step process, the knowing. Once I knew, then I wanted to start to teach it. And I wanted to be prepared to teach it. But during these first 2-step processes, there is no application. You know what I'm saying? There is no application, period. You know it, you believe it, but you must become in order for it to manifest fully. So, in all, man, like I even when I had got my first felony, um, doing white collar crimes, cashing fake checks, and I got off with a first offender 2 times. This is how I know that the Father was. This is how I know that the Father was with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my first offense, I I went to jail and I prayed in jail, but I was ready to suffer the consequences because I knew that I was doing something wrong. So I said, if it's in your will to release me, I know that I did wrong. If it's in your will to release me, I will release me. That was the first time, but I never said that I wasn't going to do it again in my prayer. So I ended up doing it the second time. I spent 7 days in jail. And I said, Abba, I'm done. I'm done. Right? So after 7 days, me being released, I had to go back home. And I had a trial date set for March. I think it was like 2012 or something like that. I had a trial date set. Now, going through all of this, bro, I got the knowledge in my head. Like, only reason why I did it because I'm like mad at the world, right? Like, man, I gotta get y'all back. Like, y'all took enough from us. Let me get it this
Right.
way. But see, even still, me knowing what I know in the Father's law, it's still thou shalt not steal.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you come into knowledge of what the enemy has done, it's still thou shalt not steal. So after I went through that, I was like, all right, I'm done. The very first time I seen him stretch his hand out for me was when I was supposed to go. I got off with a first offender twice. You can only get off with being a first offender once. So when I got out
Right.
with the first offender the second time, I was going to the courts, and they said you got to pay $1,000. Now before that, I had just filed my taxes in like April. It was late, like March or April. They said I wasn't gonna get my taxes until the 22nd of April. I got it a week before. I got it a week before because I was going to court.
Oh,
That
okay.
I got it on a Friday. I was going to court that Monday, but the 22nd wasn't until the next Friday. So I'm like, dang, I would dropped it right in my lap so I can cash out and go back home. So when I went down,
Mm-hmm.
I had the money. I had the money to release myself from
Right.
this bond. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like I was like dropped it right here. Dropped it right here in my lap. He was like, all right, if you're not gonna do it again, I'm gonna give you this, and you gotta show me that you're not gonna do it again. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
when he stretched his arm out for me and he allowed my income tax to come through right before my court date, and I owed $1,000 to be released, and I went back
Yeah.
home crying tears because it was truly me. At that point, when it happened to me the second time, I was like, only way out is through you. The only way out was through him. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? The only way out was through him. That was my only way out. And I did probation for 5 years, but I was still able to drive trucks around the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a big testimony for sure.
yeah, that's most definitely one of my testimonies. And as I was driving trucks, I ended up going through a tornado. And I truly seen the power of the Father and the elements that He had. And it was like, man, I'll never try you for real. Like I won't. I'm done. So during that 3-step process, it was like I knew, I believed, but it took me up until this point to truly fully become. You know what I'm saying? Like actually walk in what I know, exercise what I know, express what I know, make it a part of who I am on a daily basis, and not be ashamed what others see, think, or believe about what I'm doing and what I got going on. And this is how that's truly how I came up with the whole free brew concept. You know what I'm saying? Freedom, freedom, which is liberty, and knowledge of self. So I had the knowledge of self. I just had to become free from the bonds of the world that I was tying myself to. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And this is where the whole concept came in. And so throughout the process of my walk, I was with assemblies, I fellowship with camps, and I still felt like I was, I still felt like I was in bondage. I still felt like I was in bondage to man. You know what I'm saying? And once I was able to be like, you know what? I'm not going to I'm not going to I'm not going to set myself apart just for this specific congregation or this specific camp or this specific people right here. I'm going to free myself up for the nation, so that freedom means that free in front of Freebrew means free from discord, free from doctrines of man, and free from any form of discord or ways of the world that may be contrary to my walk. I'm free from anything that holds me in bondage to something that'll cause me to go against the Father's law. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's what it is, man. That's what it
Oh
is.
man, that's a that definitely put a layer up on that name. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely gonna ask you, how did you come up with the name? But that's deep. You know what I'm saying? That's a deep meaning for that. You know what I'm saying? And all praises to the Father for allowing opportunities to change. You know what I'm saying? His mercy is, man, like no other. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
man.
No man will give you mercy like that. You see what I mean?
Facts. Facts.
Man will give you mercy like that. So we have to understand when things happen like that. It's not of man. You know what I'm saying? It's of the Most High. So
Right.
that's definitely a deep lesson that the Most High allowed in your life. So so about the music, was you doing music before the truth? Like, did you start doing music after the truth? How did that come about?
Yeah, I was doing music before the truth, and that was another point that a point of release that I had to be released from, because at one point it was just like, man, these people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the knowledge that I have, right?
Yeah.
And I had the knowledge, but I was still promoting worldly music. I was like, since y'all don't want to hear the knowledge, I'm just gonna keep pushing this, since this is what y'all like. And I purposely did it on purpose, but that at that point I knew then I had to fully transition, because it was the music
Yeah.
that, man, like I was wrestling with my flesh bad when it came to that. I was wrestling with it so bad that it made me sick physically. Like I had like 3 mixtapes of files in my engineer's hard drive. I told him, man, you could trash all that, bro. I told him trash all of it, because I was doing little inserts of wisdom in my worldly music, but it wasn't complete. It was like little smaller inserts, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it wasn't complete. So once I trashed that, I changed my name. And my brother was telling me today, look, bro, I was going by TikTok. I was going by the name TikTok in junior high school. He said, bro, had our parents knew to put patterns on the things that we were doing, what I did was the name that I had for myself was $1 million idea. Cause now they took it and they use it for an app now. And one of my brothers just hit me with that thought in my head. I was like, I never really even thought about it like that, because I was going by TikTok before I transitioned my name over to Freebrew.
Right.
You know,
That's crazy.
I was
Yeah, man.
like, I was going by that since junior high school. But all praises to the Father. I was like, you know what? All praise to the Father, because now my riches is stored somewhere else. You know?
Yeah. So you was talking about, when did you start? Like, when did you start making music? Like, was it a young age? You
Yeah,
always been in music?
I really started doing music in junior high school.
Okay.
In junior high school, when I wrote one of my first raps and did one of my first performances. I was in junior high school.
Okay. So,
7th grade.
when was the process of you changing this music from what we know today, like the worldly music, to now this more spiritual, most high driven music?
Okay, so the process was that I had to eliminate all of my old stuff.
Right.
And I didn't do music when I came into the walk. I literally just started doing music in the walk about 2017. 2017, I was doing music here and there. My first track was Pray For You. Then I did one with the brother Demetric, Signs of the Times. So the process was that I had to let all the old music go, and I hung up music for a long time. So I let all my old music go, like 2013, 2014, 2013. Like 2013, I let all my old music go, and I rested for like 3 years on doing music. I ain't make no music, and I was heavy in my study, in my word.
Okay.
So that like in order for me to really verbally express what I needed to express through music, I had to be in tune. So when I let it go, I knew what I wanted. I knew that I didn't want to rap about, the beginning stages of the understanding that I have. Like, that's basic commandments coming to, come out of the world, get in the word. Like, I understood that. But I really wanted to go to a lane where it was just exemplifying self-reflection. You know what I'm saying? Exemplifying self-reflecting. Like with the old man track. Like that was,
bro.
like that was exemplifying like self reflecting on transition and like, man, I had to lay the old man to rest. You know what I'm saying? And cut him all the way off. You know what I'm saying? So it took me about a good 2013, 2013, 2013, 2016. About 3 years I didn't do music.
So how was the transition like talking about these worldly music and now talking about the Father? Was it a smooth transition? Did you have to learn how to like guide your words into talking about that stuff?
Um, I wouldn't say that it was a smooth transition. I did say, I can say I used to freestyle heavy, but I can't freestyle. No, like my freestyle game used to be off the chain in the world, but
Yeah,
I ain't gonna even say off the chain. It just used to be carnal as hell, you know. But
yeah,
in the walk, you really gotta strategically put these words together and know what you truly trying to say. Now you got brothers who can do it, but that was one point in this walk that I still haven't got a chance to like truly master yet. Is the freestyling aspect of it. But when I start reading the word, start truly understanding, like man, these fruits of the spirit, these character traits that we truly need to embody and inherit. I'm gonna rap about this aspect. I'm gonna do this way. You know what I'm saying? Because we can, I call it what I call it is finger pointing music more so. When you got some Israelite music that rap about, people who gonna die in the world, and you know what I'm saying, like people in their sins. But what about us? Let's
yeah,
talk about how we were built up in this walk and how we stumbled and failed. And there's still opportunity for us so that those that's coming in can see like, oh, if I stumble and fail, I'm not gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Now look, pick yourself back up, pick yourself back up, knock the dust off your shoulder and keep going. And we here for you to help you transition into that way. But if we keep doing like this, you better stop.
mhm,
Better stop. And folk ain't gonna want to hear that. But if we show them this is how the process of the walk goes, we stumble here.
yeah,
A wise man falls 7 times and get back up again. You have opportunity. They want to be able to know that we got to be able to let them know that there is mercy on this walk. Because when we
right,
do finger point music, it's like ain't no mercy for you. You gonna go to hell if you don't. But you got to open the door for all things and everybody to be able to transition, because that was mercy for us upon our transition, you know.
right.
So my transition in the walk with the music, it was I ain't gonna say smooth, it was timely.
Right.
Yeah, it
So
was timely.
it was like you had an idea of what you wanted to bring out, but you waited to feel like you was comfortable expressing that through the
Right.
music.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
So
the first song
because,
that I did was "Pray for You," because I knew I wanted to do praise music and self-reflection and music of self-reflecting. You know what I'm saying? So the first song that I did was "Pray for You."
oh man. I don't know if I checked that out. Is it on SoundCloud?
Yeah, it's like the very last song on my SoundCloud.
All right, I'm
So
definitely about
if
to check
you
it
scroll up,
out.
it's the very
It's the first
very
post.
first one.
Yeah,
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 at the
yeah.
very bottom.
Oh, let me check it out real. Well, I'm not gonna check it out, but
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? See. And you say you started doing the music 2000s. I started doing truth music 2017. No,
2007,
not 2000. Oh
2007,
yeah,
if
that
I'm
was
not.
right around that time. That makes a lot of sense too because um okay, I see it. I see it right here. I see it right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Check the
Yeah,
date
that's
on it, man. What it say? How long ago it
uh
said it was dropped?
2 years ago.
2 years ago? Oh
two
yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
So yeah. Um yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out when we get up off of this. Or I might even play it at the end of the video. You know what I'm saying, just to, you know. fill it out.
2 years ago. So I guess it was 2018 then, I suppose. 2018.
You probably started in 2017, like writing and all of that good stuff, but you probably didn't drop in 2018. I know how that is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I started Moonwalk in 2016, but I didn't really start doing stuff productive until like 2017.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts. A lot of people through that portal in 2016.
Huh?
A lot of information came through that portal 2016, and we picked up on it. It reminds me of how the Father said He pour His word out. You know, when you pour something out, it goes wherever. Like if you don't pour it into no container, if I just pour this water on the floor, it's just gonna splash. Like that's how the Spirit is. It reaches who it can. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's in the way, get it.
I know for a fact. 2016. It was something about that year. It was something about that year, man. The Most High had to pour that Spirit out up on the earth. Had to. Because there's so many people in this walk that I know that started in 2016. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's crazy because I would get people that, started sooner, you know what I mean, started a little bit later, but majority of the people that I know, 2016 was that year.
2016 was my becoming year. Me becoming. You know what I'm saying? Right. Me becoming. I started. I took it more serious than I ever did 2016. You know? Really. Yeah. I can vouch for that.
That's a blessing in itself. So we got into like basic information. So I want to talk about something current because lately we've been talking about it and everybody's been talking about it. And so I just want to know, man, like how do you feel about this new Instagram policy, man? I know everybody's been having their opinions. Everybody's been talking about it. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going against nobody that decides to get off it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all walk is, you know what I'm saying, plenteous in the way that I go. Me personally, I feel like I myself is going to stay on here so I can continue to encourage and wake up our people because we know that there's a lot of our people on these platforms that need the understanding. So me personally, I feel like the Father's saying, I can't go. I have to be here because I have a duty. You know what I'm saying? I have a duty to do so. I just want to talk a little bit about that because obviously everybody's been talking about it. So I figured why not we talk about it here.
Yeah. So before they said the policy was being changed, nobody never read the original policy. So how do we know that it wasn't already there? See, we relinquished these permissions to our camera when we download the app. We relinquish these permissions to our microphone when we download the app. We relinquish these permissions to our camera roll when we download the app. So they already had access to it. Think about, I go back to Facebook recognition, facial recognition. This was like 2 years ago when they started doing the facial recognition. When Facebook sent me a notification, it said, "Is this you?" and somebody else's picture that I didn't post.
You didn't post, right?
You know what I'm saying? And when I have these little keywords that I speak about, my wife could have been saying something about pots and pans, and we get on Facebook and see ads about pots and pans. They already listening. They've been listening. Nobody read the policy before this white lady came up talking about or reading the policy. I was like, oh, they doing this? No, they've been doing that. Right. It didn't sound like nothing new to me. You know what I'm saying? So keep manifesting the Father's word, keep manifesting his will. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. They are
the same way about it, because obviously when Facebook took over Instagram, if y'all didn't know, Facebook then took over Instagram, and it's been a little while now. So obviously they're going to start doing these same policies up on this on the platform because it's their platform as well, and they have to keep them as kind of like one unit, but separate entity. You see what I mean?
And it's picking up on everything, man, because now you gotta say, I don't own the rights to this music in order for you to play music on your. So it's AI for real. It's artificial intelligence for real. Like it pick up for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's monitoring us for real. Like what we say.
The fact that we have phones in general already gives that all of that information up in a way, because for me to say, hey, Google, or Siri's name, and she just pop up out of nowhere, or, you know, all the times where you would say something and they think that you're talking to them, how did they know if they wasn't already listening? You know what I'm saying? They had to be listening to y'all before any of this stuff for them to just pop up out of nowhere like a genie.
Right.
Like, did you read it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, me personally, I feel like some of our people take it too serious about this. You know what I'm saying? Because by you simply having a phone itself already gives up a lot of your privacy. They put things on the phone that allows them to do this. Even when you turn it off, even when you turn off the settings for it, they still listening. They still listening. They're listening to that. It's just that we don't realize that they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And what you going? The only other option is to throw away the phone.
Throw the whole phone away. Hey, look, my dad came today. He had a little track phone about this big. The little track phone, and it was texting, calling and texting, and maybe emails, but that was it.
If y'all want your privacy, there you go.
Yeah, if you want to get back to it in that manner, man, like if you feel like you can release it, then release it, man. Just go to the library or pop up at somebody's Wi-Fi and do what you gotta do. I mean, you know. But as for me, I'ma continue. You know what I'm saying? When somebody come knocking on my door talking about you ain't you know what I'm saying, you hadn't been tested for COVID, then I'm gonna throw my phone away. I'm cracking it, I'm breaking it, then I'm getting up out of here.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
I don't think I'm gonna wait that long though. I don't think I'm gonna wait till somebody come knocking on my door. I'm nomadic. I'm nomadic for real, like I'm a real pilgrim, bro. I don't stay nowhere for long. You know what I'm saying?
It's just with the new policy and everything like that. If you're using this opportunity as a way to get closer to the Father, by all means do it. By all means do it. Don't listen to what we're saying, because our walk is not your walk. You know what I'm saying? The Most High might put something in our spirit that He put completely different in your spirit. You might have to give up this app for you to get closer to the Father.
Fact.
But for some of us, especially the ones that's in the face of the people, I guess you could say, we can't just disappear, because for a lot of our people, this is their way to get to the Father.
Right.
So by us stopping our doings for the Father, it's stopping progression for the nation. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. I got a brother. I got people that's watching, like people that's still in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Brothers that's still in the streets. They like, man, I was with my my friend girl, and she was we was listening to what you was saying, and it was, you know what I'm saying, like she wanted to know where I could find more of your lessons. These people from the streets. You know what I'm saying? I got another brother from the streets. He was just like, man, brother, keep doing what you're doing. I share your stuff with other people, and I know that he around people in the streets. And I'm like, man, I see what you're trying to do. I'm just gonna keep pushing the message out. Just keep using me as a voice, you know what I'm saying, to reach whoever it is you desire for me to reach. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody is the voice for the nation. We all have, because there are people around us that we may have to reach. You know what I'm saying? So if Abba is pouring into us, he's pouring into us for a specific reason, not pouring into us for ourselves. You know, as much as we can utilize and use this platform to get his word and bring his word out, just like how the wicked utilize and use these platforms to push their wicked agenda, we got to continue to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Fearlessly.
Exactly. Fearlessly. Yeah, definitely. With no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
And because if you believe in a Father and you believe that He has mercy and that He's all power, you know what I'm saying? He's all power. Why would you believe that He will allow something to happen to you for doing His work?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if something happens to you for doing His work, it's because time is getting so short that it's really about to be the end. And you're probably doing it for a good reason. So you
Fact.
don't suffer a worse persecution.
Mm-hmm.
So we always got to remember, remember the will of the Father. You know what I'm saying? Paul was up in, you know what I mean, in the middle of Rome, preaching the message to all the nations, all the nations in Greece, and had to word it differently, but he never left the people.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to go through so much persecution. He never left. So, you know what I'm saying? Christ was in the middle of all these people that wanted to persecute him. And even the scribes and the Pharisees and all of that, but not once did he ever leave the people until it was his time to leave the earth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, praises.
So we have to remember, like, if we want to walk like Christ, we want to walk like the people of the book. We have to stand bold in what we believe in. Don't let anybody scare you off the platform, or don't let anybody try to transition you off the platform unless it's the Most High. If you feel like this is your opportunity to get closer to the Most High, that should be the only reason why you delete that. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Only reason.
Fact.
And if it's not for that reason, get back on here and put in the work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We got work to do. We got work to do. Our people been enslaved for way longer than this platform been up.
Yeah. For real. And they've been trying to monitor us, so that ain't nothing to run away from. But
yeah,
you know, I with all due respect to anybody who getting off, like you said, if you getting off to get closer to the Father, man, all due respect, handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Handle your business. But at the end of the day, man, it's a battle against righteousness and wickedness, and we just gotta keep pushing it out there, man. You know, this is why ain't no release dates when we drop music. Besides, we drop it when we feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Tape after tape after tape. You know what I'm saying? Brews keep hitting them. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to feel up, because this is one genre of music that hasn't been touched by the industry. It can't be touched. Because it's something that they can't promote for real. They can't promote it. They see that this is a genre, but they can't promote this because it goes against the primary genre that they're truly trying to push. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying?
Eventually they're gonna try to get their hands. They're gonna try to get their hands in the mix so they can try to twist the agenda just like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too late. It's too
late. And I say like this, man. Like, we got to be careful about the messages that we push through our music as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, even through what we say, that's one thing. But what do the people see? If I hit mute on your video, can I see the Father exemplified just by watching it? What about the deaf? I know if the blind was only able to hear the music, they can hear it. But what about the deaf? Those that can't hear. So if I hit mute on my video, what do I see? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I seeing projected? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we got to keep Torah in all that we do, so we can keep pushing that understanding, so that we can keep showing the people, like, this is truly what we stand for. This is truly what it is. Because if I hit mute on your music and I'm looking at the visual and I don't see the Father exemplified in none of it, and I just see you, you know what I'm saying? That's something that we got to really, you know what I'm saying, we got to come out of. We got to keep putting the Father, His Word, the Bible, the Scriptures back into, you know what I'm saying, charity in our videos. charity
Yeah.
in our music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wanted to talk a little bit about. Dang, we're already getting up on an hour. Um, was the music and the videos and things like that, because I see you do a lot of visuals, you make a lot of music. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk a little bit about uh, some of the older music. You know what I'm saying? That you, I think the last tape you dropped was Trench Brew, right?
yeah, that was me, with me and the brother Mazul, one half for Trench Brews. Yeah, peace, love, and light to the brother. That's my family. So yeah, we
Uh,
did that. Yeah, and all of the visuals I create, I do. I shoot my own videos. I shoot my own videos. Um, I create my own logos. I do my own um artwork for my album covers and things of that sort. But Trench Brews was the first song that we did together was actually Victory, and we was gonna do it as like a single and just put it out and just do a collab. But he was like, "Bro, you want to do an album?" I was like, "Man, let's go ahead and run it." Because at that time I wasn't working on nothing but just music, putting music out there. That was right after Do It For Y'all. So once I put that out there, it was like, man, like he wanted to keep going because, I was just so open to build and dialogue with him through the music that we built the brotherhood from that point. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah, so Trench Brews was most definitely the name of the album was Preparation. And it was truly prepared by the Father because it was untimely for us, like, you know what I'm saying? Had he not reached out to me, it probably wouldn't have been so. So it was nothing that we truly planned. Like he was sending me songs, I was like, oh snap, this will go good on it too, and I would send them songs back and we just shared enough songs to put an album together. And we built
Uh,
brotherhood based on the
um,
testimonies.
that Victory song, I really enjoyed that. Like, so you said that was that first song. So what? How did that come about? And I do want to also talk about. Are you in like a group of people as far as the music, or is it like, yeah? Because I mean,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. So
nah, my brother, but my brother became humble. Became Humble Music. I got music up there, so we all affiliate and we all share ideas and share music. You know what I'm saying? So it's Became Humble, and I got my own thing going on. It's Freebrew Nation. This is what I exemplify, but I most definitely am tied in with the brothers that became with my brothers with Became Humble. So we do that as well. You got my Octometric, Yon, Mazul, and then we got more other artists like Tawab, Mizra, Streetlight Now, and yeah, like it's we most definitely pushing the agenda of Yahuwah through all that we do. Freebrew Nation, Became Humble Music. You can find my music on Became Humble Music too. So yeah, we're a group of brothers. Yeah, so most definitely.
it's more so like a collab, but it's like the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the brotherhood for me. You know what I'm saying? It's most definitely the brotherhood, and we just like um my Dimitri built a platform to where other artists wanted to come in and give their righteous expressions for Yahuwah, and he had a platform for them to do so. So Became Music is one of those platforms where those who want to be a part of what we got going on, you know what I'm saying, you can link up with my brother Dimitri, and he'll, you know what I'm saying, chop it up with him and put some things together and get you some like help you get your music on the website and on the Instagram page and things of that sort.
My praises. I just seen it because like I could tell how close y'all is. Y'all help each other out. Y'all share different things, and I know behind the scenes y'all probably share ideas and
Mm.
all types of different stuff. So I could just see the brotherhood within there. You know what I'm saying, within the group. So I had a couple questions that you know what I'm saying about how that came about and stuff. But back to Victory. How did that song come about?
So Victory, Zoog had hit me Cause like I was at one point, Victory had came about. I was in Atlanta and I was sharing a lot of their content because he was affiliated with Mind Culture and Beloved Dawood. So I would share a lot of content because I had liked the music. And the Ike hit me. He was like, "Man, what you think about this?" And I would chop it up with him periodically and just kept the doors open to build and dialogue. And he sent me an email with the track. And the minute I heard the track, I was like, "Yeah, that was it." So Victory came about. Victory was the beginning of our brotherhood, like for real, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was a lot transpiring during that time. And when me and him met, we was able to build and dialogue. Ah, there you go, right there.
That's what I say. He just popped in.
Yeah. Yeah, we was able to build and dialogue and gain a brotherhood through the music and through, you know, trial and tribulation that we had went through prior to the song, put it all on the song. And it was like, you know what? You know, that was the first time me meeting them at the top of the mountain on Stone Mountain in Georgia. And we brought the song in like that, like every day the Father give is a victory. You know what I'm saying? So that most definitely came about. It truly came out of nowhere, for real. Like it was like one of those things where one of his brothers was telling him, "Man, reach out to the brother Freebrew, man." And I'm pretty sure because I'm open to all brotherhood. I'm open to all my brothers to be a brotherhood with all my brothers. So when he reached out to me, I was like, "Yeah, that's a go." And then if that was a go, I was like, "All right, let's go some more." And we went through a whole album and built the brotherhood through the process, man. So that was most definitely, you know what I'm saying? It was done through music, but with the passion that was given in the music, we was able to truly understand where each other was, you know what I'm saying?
It's just interesting because like that was literally one of the songs that I listened to. It's funny that you brought it up, saying that was the first song because literally when I was listening to the album, that was the first song I clicked on. I was like, "What is this?" You know what I mean? And it's just like it just had that like it just had that kind of you could just feel it. You could just feel the presence of the music and it just like a good feeling, like a good spirit behind the music. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how you know these little things happen specifically for these type of conversations to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So so Freebrew Nation, you said that's your brand.
Facts.
Okay. So
yeah, it's not really a brand. I wouldn't call it a brand. I say it's a mindset, purpose, agenda, a mission.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm really pushing a mindset behind, you know, Freebrew Nation. So nobody has to really like to say like your lifestyle would consider if you're a Freebrew or not. You know what I'm saying? Not if you're affiliated with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that I put out there to get people to really understand like the mindset of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like obtaining the freedom because when we receive salvation and we'll be free from all of what's going on out here, free from the lockdowns of the corona, all this mess, man, to be done, and we'll be, you know what I'm saying, like obtaining salvation is obtaining the true wealth of freedom, for real. You know, so I'm pushing that agenda. I'm pushing that agenda of freedom to attain it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, great. So I do have a question before we get back into the music. Is it just music that you do, or do you have like certain other interests? You know, with that.
Well, yeah, I do. I create necklaces. I got, you know, I create clothing. I make staffs. I actually got a vegan restaurant called Kodesh Vegan. We do vegan food, vegan fried fish, buffalo cauliflower, and we encourage the diet as well. Um, I'm into I want to say I'm into real estate because I bought a house and I'm trying to rebuild this home so that it could be a refuge for other like-minded people that want to seek freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because my objective is to rebuild this home and make it a refuge. And like want to like combat the cost of living, because we all have to pay rent, but we all paying rent, but we don't have to pay because you got homeowners. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how much more time and energy you can put in yourself if you don't have to work to pay bills. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So even inside of this understanding of being a free brew, it's an ant mentality. I want people to be able to have a place to come where like-minded brothers and sisters can come together, build, work on goals, set goals, accomplish goals, and keep building like an ant pal, like ant mentality. So yeah, like that is that making the staffs, doing the clothing. I actually sew clothing too. Like I make shirts from scratch, like brushikis. I call them brushikis. Matter of fact, it's this one right here that I did by hand. I did this one by hand.
Oh, okay.
From the sleeves. I actually sewed it by hand and put fringes on it, put the buttons on it. So I made this from scratch. I just got the fabric from Hobby Lobby and made this. So I'm into I guess seaming clothes too.
Yeah.
Like the outfit that I had on in my No Time video was an outfit that I had made too.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So